Ukrainian forces unleashed the full power of their long-range strike arsenal in a coordinated campaign to dismantle Russia's Pokrovsk offensive before they can reorganize and regroup. Euriomaidan Press media outlet reports, destroying one Russian base after another, as well as troop concentrations and supply routes. They shattered the enemy's buildup, paving the way for Ukrainian infantry to advance. Despite already massive losses and several pockets of encircled troops in the Dobropillia salient, the Russians are trying to salvage the Pokrovsk disaster in the only way they know how, by deploying even more infantry and making it bigger. To break the final will of the Russian 51st Combined Arms Army, Ukrainian long-range strike units are going to work, combining the efforts of HIMARS, artillery, drones and aviation to eliminate all reserves the Russians bring into the area. Near Uspenivka, an Su-27 was led by drone reconnaissance and targeted stormtroopers preparing for an attack with JDAM bombs, wiping them out in an instant. Euriomaidan Press says. Further north in Udachne, another wave of JDAM strikes eliminated 2 Russian groups massing for a push. Another proof that Ukrainian aviation is relentlessly hunting Russian buildup sites. The desperate situation has forced Russians to push artillery forward much further in hopes of disrupting Ukrainian logistics and reinforcements coming in, but this overextension has proven catastrophic yet again. South of Pokrovsk, a Ukrainian counter-battery strike destroyed a D-30 howitzer and its ammunition stockpile. 20 kilometers deeper, a BM-27 Uragan MLRS, trying to change positions, was tracked and obliterated by a Ukrainian drone strike. East of Pokrovsk, drone surveillance caught a truck delivering shells to an artillery position. A HIMARS rocket struck precisely as the ammunition was unloaded to maximize damage, causing a massive secondary detonation that annihilated the crew, the truck, and the artillery system. Russian attempts to rely on air support also backfired south of Pokrovsk when an Mi-8 helicopter tried to deliver supplies to ground units but was intercepted by Ukrainian FPV drones. One drone slammed into the external fuel tank, engulfing the machine in mid-air. This marked the first confirmed case of an FPV drone striking a flying Russian helicopter, and it shows how desperate the situation for Russian logistics is becoming if they are ready to risk expensive helicopters to deliver supplies to the front. Russian logistics routes and attack paths are also systematically dismantled by the Ukrainian army. Euriomaidan Press says. A MiG-29 strike with an AASM hammer bomb demolished a dam used by the Russians as a direct assault route. The blast destroyed the roadway and water poured across the area, cutting off the southern approach to Myrolyubivka. With one strike, Ukraine not only halted a possible Russian advance, but reshaped the terrain to its defensive advantage, as the area now turned into a marshland river. Overall, Ukraine's strike campaign shows that Russia has no way out of the Pokrovsk disaster. The hope of Russian commanders to escape the unsuccessful Dobropillia breakthrough attempt by overwhelming Ukrainians with mass assaults and diverting attention is being crushed by Ukraine's well-integrated strike defense network. Euriomaidan Press says. Every Russian movement, whether by infantry, artillery or helicopters, is tracked, targeted and destroyed before it can reach the battlefield effectively, as Pokrovsk's defenses deny Russia the chance to mount any proper offensive.
The Israel-Hamas war has devastated the Gaza Strip over the past 2 years. Associated Press footage before and during the war offer some sense of the destruction in the coastal territory. Israeli bombardment and ground operations have turned entire neighborhoods in several cities into rubble-strewn wastelands, with blackened shells of buildings and mounds of debris stretching away in all directions. Major roads have been plowed up. Critical water and electricity infrastructure is in ruins. Most hospitals no longer function. Areas like the southern city of Rafah and the northern towns of Beit Hanoun and Beit Lahia have been devastated and deserted, with most of Gaza's more than 2 million people squeezing in a narrow strip of land in the southern part of the strip. Gaza is a strip of land along the Mediterranean Sea covering about 360 square kilometers. Palestinians hope Gaza will be part of a future state, along with the West Bank and East Jerusalem. The war started when the Hamas-led attack in southern Israel on October 7, 2023, killed some 1,200 people, mostly civilians, and abducting another 251. Most of them were released during ceasefires, 48 are still in captivity in Gaza, and Israel believes only 20 are alive. Israel's retaliatory offensive has killed over 67,000 Palestinians, more than half of them women and children, according to Gaza's health ministry, which does not differentiate between civilians and combatants. The ministry is part of the Hamas-run government. Its figures are seen by the UN and many independent experts as the most reliable estimate of wartime casualties.